the iPhone 17 Pro with the new design, the unibody. Will the back glass replacement change much compared to the previous version? I think with this one, it should be pretty easy. The first thing that you need to do is to remove the 2 screws at the bottom of the device. You will still need to do this step. It is the same for any iPhones. Once the screw is removed, I can show you the new double-sided tape that I'm going to use. This one is original. The next step, use a suction cup in order to grab the device and then use a heat gun to heat the device for 1 minute at least. I did 1 minute and 6 seconds, 1100 Fahrenheit, and the air output 50%. Right after that, you can use the suction cup now on the back glass and start to pull it slowly. Once you see a small gap between the back glass and the frame of the device, the aluminum, you can start the insertion of the guitar pick and then move the guitar pick on all 4 corners of this back glass. This is going to detach the back glass from the body of this iPhone 17 Pro, and make sure that you're a little bit careful not to insert too much of the guitar pick inside. You still have the wireless charger that is attached to the back of this back glass for the 17 Pro. You need to remember, whenever it gets difficult to move the guitar pick, you can always hit the back glass and continue. Here is where the wireless charger cable is. This is where it comes from the motherboard and connects to the back or glued to the back glass. So the back glass has been completely detached. I need to remove 1 screw that is holding the retaining plate covering the flex cable. After removing the retaining plate, I can simply use a plastic tool to disconnect the wireless charger out from the motherboard. So you can see it is really easy to get the back glass out of this new unibody design. If you have a new back glass, you simply connect the cable and reattach the new back glass on the device. It is that easy. In the case you bought only the glass without anything attached to it, you will need to remove the wireless charger out of the old back glass, the broken back glass. This is what you're going to do. The process itself is not difficult. You will need to be patient and you will succeed. Here I was heating at 600 Fahrenheit the back glass, which will help me remove the wireless charger more easily. This is the part where it is difficult. You need to successfully remove this part without damaging it. If you damage anything, you will need to replace the whole thing. At the top you have the cable, the flex cable going on the motherboard, and also you have a small sensor. So on the top, you need to be very careful. Make sure that you heated the back glass first before you use your tool in order to lift that part of the wireless charger. The other step that is a little bit difficult is this one. You will need to lift this plastic that is on top of a piece of wire, 2 pieces of wires for the wireless charger. After you have lifted the black plastic, you will need to lift the wires with your tool first because it is stuck there with glue. Once you lifted the wire with your tool, you can grab it by hand and continue detaching the wire completely from the back glass. Once you have detached the wire, you can simply lift the whole thing all together. Again, make sure that you're very careful not to damage anything. If you damage anything on this wireless charger circuitry, you will need to replace it with a new one. While doing this process, heat is your friend. It is going to make everything a lot easier to remove. You will just feel the heat on your fingers. That's it, but you will succeed while doing it. Before the installation, you need to put the outer wires around the wireless coil. Make sure that they do not touch the wireless coil, the big circular thing that you see. They don't have to touch that one. After you have placed them on the outside of the wireless coil, you will need to add the black plastic on top and make sure that everything stays in place. For the reinstallation, if your new back glass comes with the magnet, that's fine. You simply need to align the wireless coil with the magnet and place everything in place. If it is the same thing that I bought, the glass only, you will need to transfer the magnet on the wireless charger assembly and then put everything together on the glass. I think this is the easiest way to do this without placing the magnet inappropriately. For the next step, you will need to do cleaning. It is the removal process of the double-sided tape that is still on the inside of your iPhone 17. You can use a metal tool to scrap all the double-sided tape that is still inside, and right after that, you can start the installation process of the double-sided tape. While doing this, make sure that you're very careful not to puncture the battery. The black stuff that you see is simply a plastic covering the battery, and the shiny silver stuff that you see on the left on the cutout of the black plastic is the battery. So make sure that you do not touch the battery while scraping the double-sided tape. Do not puncture the battery because you may create fire or damage completely your smartphone. The installation of the double-sided tape is very easy. You simply need to align the double-sided tape after you have removed the blue plastic on the bottom of the double-sided tape. I got all my supplies from Apple self-repair service. So the double-sided tape came in pairs. So I had two. If one goes bad, I have one extra to use. The next step is the removal of the plastic on top of the double-sided tape. After you have removed that, connect the flex cable for the wireless charger, add the retaining plate, and add the screw. Once that has been completed, you will need to remove the plastic covering the sticky side of the double-sided tape. Once you're sure everything is good, you can start the closing process of the back glass. Before you close the device, I will advise that you test the wireless charger to make sure that it is working first. This is a step that I didn't show in the video, but it is highly recommended. For closing the back glass, it is really easy. You simply need to align the back glass with the frame of the iPhone 17 Pro and then apply pressure for the back glass to stick on the body of the iPhone. Next, you will add the two screws at the bottom of the device, then start the iPhone and then test again to make sure that everything is working. So here the wireless charger is the only thing that I'm going to test because this was the primary electrical component that I manipulated during this back glass replacement video. Definitely this is a lot easier than the iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone 15 Pro.